you don't want to talk about anything that's current. We talked about that before. But I just want to ask you a simple, like a protocol question, a situational question. I sent you the article about this recent thing that happened with the Bonanno family at a funeral.
Mhm.
So we don't got to comment on these guys individually, but situationally. First of all, before I ask my question, can you explain what it means to be put on the shelf? Like how serious that is?
Years ago, I'm going about decades ago, very, very few times that was used. That was like a favor. Somebody called a favor that you really can't clip this guy. Let's just put him with the administration, break him, make him a non-entity, and if we so choose in the future, get him back. But that was the last step before the little house, the cemetery. That's the last step, and you had to sweat every day that you got, and thank God you got put on the shelf because that was far and few between years ago. There's an Italian term for it. I forgot it. But later on, it became a little more fashionable without killing people. But that is the last step before getting murdered. There's no other warning they could give you. And if they're not going to do the next step, which I don't want to see nobody get killed, absolutely. But if they're not going to do that shelf stuff, because once you're on the shelf and you commit another infraction, where do they put you? On a double shelf down? Or what do they do? A triple shelf? Where do they put? Well, how many shelves are there? Is there like different levels of shelves? Where do they put you?
Yeah.
And no matter what anybody says, that's protocol. You're on the shelf. You defy the administration of any family, you're gone. Today, I don't know what it is out there. Like I said, I don't know if there's a different level of shelves, but I hope these people, if that article is true and everything in there is true, extremely disappointing in many ways for me to hear that. I'm sure everybody say, well, who the hell is this guy to talk? He ratted, But you asked me a question about protocol, and I'm going to give it right back to you, is that that's the last punishment is shelf before losing your life.
Okay, so just asking a situational question pretty much then. So if a guy that is on the shelf and this guy is forewarned in advance, you are not to show up at a certain place. And let's say the guy defies the order, also shows up with his own protection, and then assaults made guys from the family that shelved them. What's the protocol in that life for something like that?
Well, I read the article, and if I could just see if I got it in the right context. Supposedly, whoever's running this family, again, this is an article that we read in the newspaper.
Yeah.
It could be pure to me, it could be pure fantasy because we weren't there. I'm not in the street no more. I do not know. Now, if this person in this authority had sent other guys to go to a wake and use their hands on another member, even though it's on the shelf, the finger's still pinched, it's still for life. He's still, and in order to stay away, and they broke out in a fight at the coffin and in the funeral home. If you were to tell me, Michael, I watched a movie last night. Yeah, what was it about, RJ? Yeah, some wise guys, and they were there, and the boss sent the guys over to beat a guy up in a funeral home. I would say, that's one of the worst movies ever made. What do you think? Go watch that garbage. It could never happen. But what I'm saying is, I don't believe that article. I can't believe, I can't wrap my head around what I know, what I grew up in my life, that somebody in authority would send other people, other wise guys, killing captains, to go to a funeral and swing it out of the casket. It's mind-boggling to me how that could ever happen. It's a disgrace all the way around. Now, to your question, what would happen to that guy? There's only one answer. I told you that before. Somebody's got to go. Otherwise, everybody go be a potato farmer. That's it. Put away your suits. Let's stop the acting. You know what? I know Joe, whoever that, if it's true, I know him and his father. They were nice guys. I don't know what the politics are today, whatever happened. I wish them well, them and their families. Um, if it was me, I pack up and I leave because it's a major embarrassment for top to bottom for everybody. And that's how when you have people, let me pontificate a little bit. When you have people in power that are not the sharpest people, that act on instinct or just pure violence, like I alluded to some names earlier, Nikki Scarfo, Gas Pipe, and some other people out there that just resort to violence right away without thinking, you create situations that you can't get out of. How in life does this get reconciled? Now, there's other people out there, other groups of people. How are they looking at these people? If it was me, I'd call the guy and whoever runs that group and say, "Is this true? Did you send guys there to beat a guy up at a funeral home? You're on the shelf. You and the whole family. Yeah, really.
Yeah, yeah.
You put how could you go give somebody send wise guys or give another wise guy a beating, shelf or no shelf, at a funeral home? If it's true, again, I'm hoping it's fantasy. But that's a major embarrassment. The citizens and the people who come on these sites, they got to be giggling. But to my benefit, it shows that there's nobody biting anybody, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing to see. I don't want to see Joe C. or whoever sent them or anybody else get hurt out of this. But it's a major, major embarrassment that I can't understand how they're going to reconcile this. The only thing I would do is, like I said, if I was part of other groups, I would say, come in, let's talk about it. Is it true? If it's true, these are all on the shelf.
That's the other thing that I thought about. And you know my position on everything. There's no point in me rehashing it. But one thing about Cosa Nostra from a research perspective is Cosa Nostra always wanted to carry itself with a certain level of decorum, respectability, class. They were really good at presenting themselves to the public. I always say I think that's why that's one of the few organized crime groups ever that was accepted by the general public. The grandmother pushing a grocery cart would stop them and kiss their hands and love them. The fact that Cosa Nostra got if this is true, again, like you said, I never would have even thought they would have wanted to. It's someone's funeral, for Christ's sake. Just the way there's such a lack of respect for the families and things like that.
Now, just RJ, just picture this, because this is one of the first things I thought about. Besides that, could this be true? Was there's women there mourning, there's children there mourning. They probably all know each other. Whoever showed up at the wake probably very good friends with the family, whoever passed away, and Joe or whoever it was that was there, probably all very good friends. To have that mayhem, had those women go to sleep and those kids go to sleep that night thinking that somebody may get clipped. They're not stupid. They're in the life. The women know the life. There's no more secret about what goes on. They got to be suffering right now, stress wise, to say what the hell's going to go on. Joe Colombo started Italian American Civil Rights League. Did a very good thing. And he was told to step back. He did not. He wanted to go protest the FBI. I was there as a little kid, picketing the FBI. He died. Who knows how he died? We know how he died, but we don't know who killed him. But he was creating a lot of attention. And as you said earlier, the mob don't like the attention like that at that time. So where are we going in today's world with all this attention, with this nonsense? It's really an embarrassment.
Yeah. Well, Michael, thank you. Guys, so overwhelming feedback has been coming into the show. I cannot express my gratitude enough. I do read every comment. Please continue to support the channel. Tell your friends about it. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. It costs nothing. A little red button under the video to the right. Just hit the subscribe button. Be a part of everything that we're doing. By subscribing, you get alerted of everything that's going to come out on the channel. It doesn't cost anything. So if you want to show your support, you don't got to send us a donation or send us money. Just subscribe. But once again, I cannot thank everybody enough for all of the feedback that has been coming in. We are very motivated to stay the course and keep putting together interesting shows for you guys. So I'm super grateful for everything that from everything that's coming in from everyone. Michael, anything?
Yeah, we have that community site. RJ put up a picture of me at 2 years ago at 65. I would like a critique on my swing. I still have a swing, I think. So tell me a little bit about the community site.
Yeah, so on our community board, where Michael will share old photographs, take you through memory lane. So you'll get a more intimate look at Michael. You might find out what he's making for dinner. You might see different things he did in the past. But it'll be a closer look at things from a image standpoint. So, please go over, look at the community board. A lot of good stuff up there. A lot of good stuff will continue to come up there. All you got to do is go to our page, click on community. Everything will pop right up for you. So yes, we will continue to be on YouTube. We will be moving over to Patreon. First week of September is where we're aiming, and we will get deeper into some Gambino stories and Michael's time in the Gambino family. So if you're interested in hearing about Michael's time in the family, you'll have to come over to Patreon. I will post information on the community board as to how you can subscribe and as to an official launch date. So that's all I got. We appreciate you guys watching. Michael, you want to close out here?
That's it. Thank you very much. Stay in tune.
Thank you.